Well, good morning, guys. It is day 2 of our Fort Wilderness vacation. Slept pretty good last night. There was a huge thunderstorm that rolled through, and it kind of startled me at first. I was like, is there fireworks right now? And I was like, oh, that's thunder. And it rained really, really heavy. Thankfully, our decorations that we put out on the patio are still there. I was super worried about that, but everything worked out fine. So this morning we are actually going to be heading to a special Disney Vacation Club breakfast over at Pioneer Hall. I think they're going to be talking to us about the cabins and seeing if people would like to add on points there. But I'll take you guys along for the journey and show you guys what it looks like to see maybe when you guys are staying here if they're having a DVC member breakfast, if you would want to attend as well. And I didn't show this yesterday, but I wanted to show on the bunk beds, you don't have an actual sheet and mattress cover, but you have a sleeping bag that you slide into. So I think kids will find this really fun. All right, guys, so we are at Pioneer Hall. We did have to make reservations for this in advance, so we received an email and then we confirmed prior to arriving. And then once you arrive for your requested time, we had to go to the ticket booth and register again, and then they gave us a little ticket and a redemption card. So it looks like first, guys, we have some croissants, blueberry muffins, and chocolate croissants. We also had gravy and then beverages of your choice, soft drinks, tea, coffee, juices. All right, guys, so here we have our skillet with Mickey-shaped waffles, pepper-dusted bacon, potato barrels, aka tater tots, along with biscuits and crispy fried chicken. The second skillet has a steak and egg scramble, egg whites with sauteed vegetables, and sweet potatoes. And I forgot to mention the syrup does have an orange zest and even tiny diced pieces of orange inside. And this breakfast is completely complimentary. All you have to be to enjoy it is a DVC member that is currently staying at a DVC resort when they're offering this event. There are also cheddar grits with hot sauce.
Hey everybody, it's me, DVC, First Lady of the Disney Vacation. I don't know what you're all thinking. How did she get to be the First Lady of the Disney Vacation Club? Well, I'm going to tell you, but first I have to know, are there any Disney fanatics here with me today? We used to scooch the kids into an RV and travel to Walt Disney World 2 or 3 times a year, all the way from Wisconsin. Is there anybody here from Wisconsin?
I know. Take that with you.
Well, when you're here, you got to act the part, do you? But I have to ask all of you out there, hey everybody, how do cabins get on the internet? She just told me her sisters moved to the Alaskan wilderness.
So at the conclusion of this event, they gave us a printed art piece as well as a signed copy of a brand new book. We had the book signed and autographed by the author along with Bret Iwan, who is the voice.
You guys going to the parks today? Oh, nice. Here at Fort Wilderness, this is the best staycation place on property. I can hang out here all week.
So we just finished with breakfast, guys, and we're now just looking through the 100 loop. We used to camp in our RV when I was growing up, and we would always stay in the 100 loop. I thought you guys may like to see what typical campsites are like here. They have full hookup, non-full hookup. They always come with a grill, picnic table. You can sign up to have plumbing as well. And then all of the sites here are paved, so it's really nice. You don't have to worry about things being on level, flooding, things like that. And this is actually a site that we stayed in our RV 103. So it's really, really, really special to be able to be here again and walk around. As you can see, the site-to-site spacing. Some sites have a little bit more space from the neighboring site, some others not so much. And then you have this big area in the back. Our RV didn't extend all the way back here, so we always had this area with the picnic table. You have stone here, electricity, you have your water and sewage. 7, there are 2 cabins here, and they actually changed them into new DVC model cabins, and I'm hoping eventually they will open it back up again. You can do a tour of the 2 model cabins as well. One thing I will say about staying at Fort Wilderness is that campers like to decorate their campsite along with their golf carts. Now we're actually going to be heading over to the Meadows, and we're going to head over to the bike barn because we're doing archery. So that is one recreational activity that you can participate here while you're at Fort Wilderness from the bike barn. As the name implies, you can also rent bicycles, you can rent canoes, they have volleyballs, ping pong, paddles that you can rent to play ping pong, all sorts of really fun things. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take photos or video of the archery experience. If I can, I will, but if I can, I'll talk to you guys after the event and let you know kind of my thoughts. I've never done archery before, so I'm really excited to see. I've always been one of those kids that wish that I had gone off to like summer camp somewhere and like been in a cabin, but I just was not that type of kid growing up. I'm sure my parents would have let me do it. So now that I'm older, I'm like, man, I should have done that. So let's head over and check it out. Hey guys, so I just wanted to give a recap for you. So we did archery at Fort Wilderness. I had a really good time. I've never done anything like that before. The instructors did a really good job of showing us how to do it. My only thing I would say is that our time was 11:30, and it's currently July in Florida, so it is hot, hot, hot. And at the archery site, there is no shade unless you go and stand in some trees, by some trees that are behind. And so by the end of the experience, we were just like drained from the sun, very hot, very uncomfortable. So just keep that in mind. If you or someone in your party is very sensitive to being in the heat, may need to think about that before the archery. I would love to see if Disney could install some sort of canopy above the archery center so that you could be in shade, or at least if they could do the instruction part before you actually go out and start shooting, you know, back in some building or in the shade at least, so that you can be with the air conditioning. So after we did archery, we cooled down for a bit in the cabin, and then we went to the grocery store to pick up groceries for cooking. So I wanted to check out the pool that is next to the cabins called the Swimming Hole, and it's very small. It does have a lot of shade, which is nice, but there really aren't any poolside activities, no snack shack or games, anything like that. They do have ample seating, but parking at this pool is extremely limited. So I would recommend, if you're going to be using this pool, to make sure that you get there early in the morning so you'll have space to park your golf cart. Otherwise, you will have to walk. So I took a look at the activity board, and then I decided to head over to the Meadows Pool, which is going to be your main big pool here at Fort Wilderness. At the Meadows Pool, you're going to have a slide, a kid splash area, and then the main big pool. The depth is going to be 3 feet and 9 inches at the max. This pool does not have a 0 entry point, so you will have to use stairs to get down into it. It also has Davy Crockett's arcade, a couple of ping pong tables, and a snack shack area. I elected to try the turkey sandwich. I found it really good for a grab and go item. The turkey was thick. It did not taste like typical deli store turkey. It had spinach and then a really nice cranberry aioli. It came with chips, and then they also serve s'more kits here that you can buy for $9.99 to use at the campfire. And here is a look inside of the arcade. Guys, so we are back from the pool, showered, took a little break, and now we are going to get working on dinner. So something that has always been a goal of mine, or something that I wanted to do at Disney, is I've always wanted to cook. So tonight I'm going to be making bacon cheeseburgers. Went to Publix this afternoon, got some groceries, and then also got a s'mores kit as well. So we'll probably be making some s'mores. I don't know if I'm going to go outside and do it on the grill in front, or if I'm just going to do it inside with the oven. But we're going to get going here in a minute. So I also have our coffee maker cleaned and ready to go, because I got this cinnamon roll yesterday from Trails End, and I really want to have it with some Joffrey's. And then of course we have our condiments, we have our hamburger buns. We're also going to be making some chocolate chip cookies, and then we have bacon, cheese, lettuce for our burgers, and then burgers are frozen, and some crinkle cut fries that we're doing in the oven. Oven is currently preheating. I think I'm going to do the cookies first. Cabins do come with a baking sheet, so we're going to bake some cookies, and then once the cookies are done, then I'll probably throw the fries in there, and then I'll do the burgers right here on the stovetop. It actually is a really nice stove. It has like melting, warm zone, and then a dual element, so it's very nice, not gas, all electric. So we're going to get going here in just a minute. We got our mason jars and our plates and bowls washed yesterday, so now we're all set to go. And the freezer actually also has an ice machine, so we rinsed that out. We've got some ice cooking right now, so we'll be able to have some ice beverages. I'm going to try to make an iced coffee. We'll see how that Alright guys, so my iced coffee here. So I brewed it in a coffee bun with that, and then I just got ice from the freezer with some creamer and sugar. Over here we have our bacon sizzling, and down in the oven down here we have our cookies, and then I have our lettuce, and then I have our tomato and lettuce already chopped and set.